Today the team has come to Chorley to meet Jane Singleton and her family, who need our help to fulfil a very unusual wish. Jane Singleton is a 40-year-old mother of two who lives in the small Lancashire village of Whittler Woods. The family used to own the village pub, and Mum Kath and Dad Jack were landlord and landlady for 20 years.
When I think of the Bay Horse, I think of happy memories. Playing up top with my brothers, just real happy memories.
In 1984, Dad Jack retired. The family moved out of the pub and his vast collection of Toby jugs was sold. Sadly, last year he passed away and Jane decided to try and regather the collection.
The pub was full of Toby jugs. It was a very oldie-worldy pub. It gave it a lot of character. They were on shelves all the way around.
Can you remember which ones we need to buy back?
Yes, Simple Simon, who's very ugly looking, but John Peel, Churchill.
Right. We're trying to get as many of his back as possible.
Yeah.
So he was a publican, had his own pub?
Yes, yeah, he had them all around the shelves in the pub.
He looked a bit Toby juggish.
He was very Toby juggish, yeah, he was. Shaped like a Toby jug.
Jack was obviously a colourful character, and it would be great to help Jane restore her dad's Toby jug collection. Our expert for this challenge is Paul Hayes. As a teenager, he worked on his dad's antique stall, and with his experience, he's just the man for the job.
Hello, hiya.
Hiya, Paul.
Hey, what a fantastic garden, how are you? Oh, who's this then?
This is my son Craig and Jack.
Hiya. All right, mate. All right, so why have you called Cash in the Attic in today?
Because I like to start collecting Toby jugs, what my dad used to collect.
Right, so was it a collection that he sold off then? Or?
Yeah, when he left the pub.
Right. And is there any one in particular you want to buy?
I want to get a John Peel, which was his favourite.
OK, so you want to buy a collection of Toby jugs, John Peel in particular?
Yeah.
Right, and how much do you think you need for that?
Around about £500.
OK, and is there anything else that you need?
I'd like a nice cabinet to put them in.
OK, right, and what do you think that would cost roughly?
£700-ish.
Right, we need £500 to buy a new collection of Toby jugs, and we need £700 for a cabinet to put John Peel in. OK, so first thing we need is the £500 for the first target, so going to show me around.
Right, come on.
So the hunt is on to raise funds to rebuild the Toby jug collection and to make the cash for Dad's favourite piece, the John Peel Toby jug.
June, Jane.
Jane thinks ahead and calls for backup. First, her mate June.
Hey, June, I need your help. Have you out for Cash in the Attic?
And then she ropes in neighbour Dave.
Dave, you know them plates when you were flitting and we were packing up, the mothers? Can we use them? We're short of cash.
Yeah.
Cheers.
As Jane rushes back to the search, friend June arrives with some stuff for Paul to look at.
Oh, hello.
I just found these and I wondered if you could make use of these.
OK, so what we got here then? All right. Some collectible pigs. Is this something that you collected?
Yeah, over the years I've been giving them as presents and various things, birthdays and Christmases and things like that.
Right, well, pigs are extremely popular. I mean, I've met lots and lots of people who collect them. I think it's because when they get them in these lovely sort of farmyard hoses, you know, it all adds sort of quaint value to them, doesn't it, really? Well, let's just have a look. Are they ceramic or are they resin ones?
I'm not sure what they are, to be honest.
Let's have a look inside it. Yeah, these are like, this is modern plastic technology. This is called a resin. And the idea is they can be made in moulds and they give great definition. If you have a look at the actual laces on the boots here and his little snout, and the whole of his surface of his skin is very, very realistic. So extremely well modelled, but they can make thousands of them. They're mass-produced, basically. They make them in moulds. But who made these, do you know?
David Corbridge, is it?
Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, David Corbridge. Right, it's not somebody I've heard of, but I have heard of this as the Collectible World Studios. Now, they encouraged artists, prominent artists of our time, and they took their designs and drawings and made them into realistic characters. And sometimes you can get a date. Do you know how long you've had them? Or?
I've had them about 10 years, I think, something like that.
Let's just have a look here. 1993, David Corbridge licensed the Collectible World Artists Authority. So that's what you look for. Boxed and mint condition like this is make great presents for somebody. You know, there's lots of people out there that would collect pigs, especially when they're boxed, nice for Christmas and so on.
You would?
Yeah, somebody who
Playing
collects
back
them.
for June, couldn't they?
Yeah. Do you remember how much they were originally?
I don't know, I think they go around about £10 each, something like that.
Right. Well, you might just draw your money back. The problem with any sort of plastic, it's not quite as collectible as a ceramic item was, but the fact that they are pigs, I think they should sell quite well and go in their favour, really.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this one. What's this one called? This was Pig in Hell. We'll just have a look, see if we can get him out. That's done. Let's just have a look. Oh, he's great. Look at him. Oh, that's really cute, isn't it?
He's got his
Here we
head
are.
stuck in a bucket.
Looks like your Jack. After a night on the tiles.
Don't toilet.
Don't toilet, yeah. So there you are. So that was a great. So there's 15 altogether.
Yeah.
We said £4 or £5 each. That's about £60 to £100.
That's
the price
fine.
then?
Yeah.
Could that go towards this?
Certainly can. It's
Total
just
cost?
sat in the attic. I'm not using them for anything.
Smashing.
so,
Right. Well, I'm glad you're here, June. I need your help, actually. I'm going to give you the calculator. It's your job to keep a running total. So
Right.
we'll start with £60.
Okay. £60 in.
Great.
An excellent start. As Paul continues the hunt, I find out the reason behind Jane's personal quest to find her dad's favourite Toby jug, the John Peel.
We've got a very unusual project on our hands today. Tell me about that.
We have, Alistair. My dad died last year and he was cremated and we've never sprinkled his ashes and we just thought we'd like to get something a bit nicer to put him in rather than leave him in the cupboard.
And what will you put him in?
We're after a Toby jug for him
Why a Toby jug?
because my dad used to collect Toby jugs.
So he was a publican and he collected Toby jugs.
Yes.
And so this is what's kind of a fitting receptacle for him, I suppose.
My dad would have liked that. He had a lot of wit and sense of humour. He'd have really enjoyed that, ending his days in a Toby jug.
Wow. So that's what we're trying to do, trying to find the magic Toby jug
Yes, that's correct.
to be your father's last resting
Yeah.
place.
It'll be tough, as Royal Dalton stopped making the John Peel Toby jug over 40 years ago. He's a key part of the collection. Let's just hope we'll track him down. First made by Staffordshire potters in the 1780s, Toby jugs were inspired by well-known characters of the day, often dedicated drinkers. Royal Dalton revived the jug in the 1920s, creating character jugs, more detailed head and shoulder models. Today, generations have grown up affectionately calling both types of jug a Toby jug. It's time to crack on with the search for that £500. So it's upstairs, and Paul's having a good nose around Jane's bedroom.
But what about these? These are nice.
These are the children's christening presents, what people bought them.
This is Little Jack and Little Craig's.
This is, yes, yeah.
Can't imagine it now, can
No.
you really? So the items that they had bought for them then?
For them for the christening, yeah.
Right. Royal Dalton obviously is one of the best ceramic manufacturers that Britain's ever had, really. There was actually a nun called Sister Barbara Vernon, and she did these caricatures of rabbits at play doing human things. Now, she just happened to be the daughter of the director of Royal Dalton called Cuthbert Bailey. And he thought what a great idea it would be to actually put these rabbits into action, if you like, and produce the Bunnykins range. And if you have a look at the dates on the back here, it says Royal Dalton Tableware Limited 1936.
So is that when they started it off?
Yeah, that tells the date it was copyrighted, not the date of this particular piece.
Right, yeah.
But they only made one or two different designs right the way up until the 1970s. Then they started to put more modern themes to them.
Yeah.
And if you have a look at this one here, this one's playing with a television set.
So it's a new one.
Yeah, so it's encapsulated all that things. When were they actually christened, or were they just like...
Craig was 81, Jack was 84, so they are the new one.
Right, so all these are in the 1980s,
Yeah.
aren't they? OK, so we've got a little feeding bowl there. Let's just have a look. That's a little feeding cup. That's quite nice, isn't it? And that's another sort of 1970s or 80s theme with roller skates.
Yeah.
You know, skating has had a great interest in the 1970s. So that's that one there. So let's just have a look.
We also found this child's cup, a pair of Bunnykins plates, and a broken saucer. Amongst a veritable sea of Bunnykins, there was one special piece that caught Paul's eye.
A nice thing actually is the money box. This is an ingenious way of getting children to actually start saving. And it goes back to the ancient times, basically. They made solid ceramic boxes with a little slit in the top. And the idea was that you saved your money, and then to get your money out, you had to smash the whole thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of the early money boxes are quite rare. But these are actually made with a rubber bung, so you can just take it out and use it when you like. But what's nice about this one is you've got a sporting interest. You've got a cricketer here.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see that? Now, that's got two attractions here. We've got people who collect Bunnykins, people who collect money boxes, and also people who collect cricket and sporting items. So there's three people that would buy that at the auction, so that's your best piece up to now. Yeah, that could bring about probably 30 or 40 on its own.
Right.
So those are quite sought after. If we said 90 maybe to £120?
Brilliant. Great.
Paul goes to check what Craig's found in the attic.
Hi, Craig.
There's a box in here.
Let's have a look. All right, these some bits and bobs.
I found these. I don't know if they're worth anything.
What are these pipes?
Smoking tobacco, I think, yeah.
All right. Are these yours?
I think it's been passed down from the family.
I mean, this is what they call meerschaum, which actually translates as foam of the sea, meerschaum. And it doesn't burn, so it makes an ideal sort of substance to put as a pipe bowl. And this is an amber handle, which is a natural found resin, sort of a couple of million years old. And they're very, very popular, having these carved heads on the front. Very popular in the Victorian times, actually. But this one doesn't look like it's been smoked at all. It's absolutely mint inside.
So how old are they?
These will be post-war, I should think.
Yeah. Somebody's
Somebody's brought these back in the 50s or 60s, maybe even a bit later. And apparently they're valued for the colour. And the more you smoke them, the more gold or brown they tend to turn. The best ones are these carved heads, or anything that has any dates or tells a story, if you like. So those will be, if we said 20 to 30 pounds each,
That's
say,
all right,
say
then.
about 40 to 60 pounds
Good.
should go towards the Toby jugs.
They should.
Tucked away in that corner cupboard, Craig also found this box of German Steins, priced by Paul at £30.
June?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, right. Ah, yeah. I've got the calculator.
Yes.
Oh, good girl. Right. We want £90 for the bunnykins, £60 for those pigs, £30 for some German Steins, and 40 for 2 pipes.
That's 220.
Hey, it's not so bad.
Getting there?
Not quite 500 yet, though.
Keep
Okay,
going.
I'll bring these down.
We've already made £220, but we need more. So June and Paul get busy in the back garden. And something's caught Paul's eye.
Oh, this is nice. Ah, here we go.
Oh, I like that.
Great, it's a coffee pot.
It's lovely.
Okay, so that's a good collectible item, good condition, very art deco, very striking. So that'll go together. Ah, here we are, this
Wow.
looks all right. This is quite nice, isn't it? What they call cottage ware. This is made by a firm called Price and Kensingtons, and they were based in Staffordshire. In the 1930s, they came along with these sort of country cottage ideas. If you have a look how sort of geometric it is, very sort of square-shaped, or diamond-shaped, actually, this one. Sums up the 1930s, actually, bright colours. But they did a lot of them. They did some were cottages, some were actually murder victim places. And they did things like 10 Rivington Place and items like that. And they become quite collectible. It looks like a box full here. You should probably never use it this year, I don't think.
I wouldn't have thought so if it's up here.
They're quite nice, actually, aren't they? Let's just have a look what we got. We've got 4 egg cups. So that's a nice little
Oh, that's
collection.
quite cute. I like
Yeah, so
that.
there's 4 of those going there, isn't there? All right, so that's quite nice. Anything
Quite
that's
nice,
unusual.
yeah.
Everybody seems to have bought the cups and saucers. So you want
You
things
get the
like...
other pieces.
Yeah, like eggs and storage jars and so on. Okay. This is the more common item. This is a typical teapot, a lot smaller. And, you know, we're a big nation of tea drinkers, so it's quite a desirable piece. People collect teapots for their own right. But again, you've got all the geometry going on. So do you think Jane will let these go?
Well, I think so. Yeah.
Well, it's quite a lot. I mean, if we said 100, maybe 120 pounds.
Wow, I'm sure she would.
Paul and June also found this celery vase, worth £15, and a selection of china, worth £15 to £20. So far we found £290, but in the kitchen we find these modern money boxes worth £30,
So those are okay. Can those go?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
fine.
this plated tea set worth £20,
Yeah. It's what we call Britannia metal.
and this ladle worth £10. So we have £220 for our last total. £100 for our cottage ware, £30 for our modern money boxes, £10 for the ladle, and £20 for the tea set, which gives us £410 towards our Toby jugs. We're £90 under our £500 target. We need to get this task licked so Jane can get Dad Jack's Toby jug collection back under one roof.
So let's have a look. Oh, you got some country roses. Is that your?
Yeah,
Is that one of your favourites?
yeah,
That's staying for a bit longer yet.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's have a look. What's in your cupboard? Ah, these are nice. Were these on your mantelpiece?
Yeah, then they got broke.
Oh, what a shame. All right, this one's okay. Well, these are what they call comforter spaniels, and they actually date back from the 1840s and 1850s. And it's believed that Queen Victoria had a spaniel called Dash, and because she was the celebrity of the day, if you like, they started to make these coppy spaniels in his honour, basically. But they always made them in pairs, and the idea is that they go oppose inside of a mantelpiece and they stand against the wall.
Yeah.
Which is why they never bother painting the back.
Right.
They used to stand against the wall. But these are modern ones, aren't they? These are, yeah, this is a firm called Bezic. So that gives it away as like a modern manufacture. But there is another way to tell. On a real original Wally dog or Comforter Spaniel would have a very small air hole halfway at the back here. This one has a very large one to the base.
Right.
So that's a modern manufacture. It's probably puts them about 1930, 1940. Your really early ones have glass eyes, and they also have separate feet. That's a sign of quality. If you get 2 or 3 castings, then they get more expensive. So how badly smashed?
Badly.
Let's just have a look at that one. Oh yeah, that's gone. It's quite badly damaged, isn't it? But those will sell for decorative purposes, really. Sort of 30 to 50 pounds.
Right.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
In the sideboard, Paul also found this midwinter tea service, which he estimated is worth £15 to £20. Well, it all adds up. June's added on £30 for the dogs and £15 for the midwinter service to our running total. And we're still coming up short. But it looks like we've been saved by the bell and neighbour Dave.
Hey, Dave. All right, these brought these. Right, these for us to look at. Ah, so these are nice. Are these items that come down the family, or?
Yeah, they used to belong to my mother and my grandfather before that.
All right. This is what they call a charger, and the idea is it goes on a wall plate or on the wall rack, if you like. Well, let's have a look here. These are called the Three Graces, and this is after a lady called Angelica Kaufmann. Now, in the 19th century, there's a firm called the Royal Vienna Factory in Austria, and they employed a lady called Angelica Kaufmann to paint wonderful portraits and scenes on, and some of their work can fetch thousands of pounds. But in Czechoslovakia, around about the same time, they made copies or versions of them, and what we've got is one of those. And the way to tell the difference, if you look at the actual picture here, if you look very, very carefully, you can see a series of tiny dots. Can you see around this red sort of rug here? That's the printing process, that's how it's actually manufactured. And what's happened, this central area here is a transfer print, and then it's hand painted to make it into a bigger picture around the edge. You can actually see, if you look at this mountain here where the dots finish, then the painting comes in. The original works of these fetch an absolute fortune, but they're made on porcelain. This is on pottery. So the simple thing to do, if you actually hold it up to the light, you can't see through it. Porcelain is translucent, you get like a shine all the way through it. But extremely decorative. I mean, what you got here is Art Nouveau, which gets its inspirations from plant life and organic forms, and that's around this edge here. What, the other bits, are the other plates the same, or are they similar?
Well, the 2 matching plates, I think.
Let's have a look. Oh, right, yeah, definitely the same design border, so from the same factory. But these are actually 18th century scenes. You've got after a guy called Jean-Antoine Watteau. He did a lot of these sort of classical romantic scenes from the 18th century. Let's have a look at this one. That one, unfortunately, got a bit damaged. This one's perfect. Should make a nice ringing sound when we touch them. Let's just have a look at that one. You hear the difference? Yeah. That's there's a big crack all right way through. The easiest thing is to have a look at the back, actually. Can you see that crack?
My mother's repair.
But they're extremely decorative, and they're very much in the style of what they call Art Nouveau, where they have all these sort of flowers and plant life going around the edge. And hand-tinted, so they're better than average, actually. But the main one here is the big plate. A big single plate like that will sell quite well. Can these go for the target, for the effort?
Yes.
Towards these Toby jugs?
Yes.
So if we said 80 to 120 pounds, is that all right?
Is that for all 3?
That's for all 3, with that one being damaged.
Right.
All right. So do you want to add that to the total?
80.
That's it. What do we got up to now?
535.
Oh, hey, OK, well, that's reached our target, but we have to get these to the auction, and they have to sell. And auctions can be up and down. I've tried to be conservative with the values, but let's wait and see. Fingers crossed.
So we'll be packing this lot off to auction to raise those Toby Jug funds. Our silver-plated money boxes, this celery jug, Dave's decorative plates, our collectible piggies, various pieces of bunnykins, our plated tea service, those Germanic steins, our Beswick fireside pooches, a plated ladle, a pair of meerschaum pipes, a midwinter dinner service, a mixed lot of jugs, and our collectible cottageware.
So 1 week later, and we've come to Warren and Wignall Auctioneers in Leyland to sell us some of Jane's treasures. Remember, we're trying to raise £500 to buy back some of those Toby jugs. Hey Paul, you cranking up for the sale today?
It's a new career move, mate. It's a mobile DJ unit.
Ah, very nice. So is it going to be a record-breaking sale today?
Bit of a wind-up though at the auction today.
Ooh, so many puns. Now, we've got the Bunnykins.
Yes.
They're going to do well?
I think they will actually, yeah. There's lots of collectors for those. Little money box I've got my hopes up for, yeah.
And the piggies?
The pigs, I'm not sure about. There's no age to those at all, so it's really, pigs might fly with them.
It's basically all ceramics here today.
Yeah, which is actually a good thing. Lots of buyers come to actually sell on. So you got the people who do little antique fairs and so on. Ceramics are a good selling area. A Bezic and any good names are always good sellers. So yeah, I think it's going to do all right actually.
Let's go and find the family, see how they
Okay.
do.
Fingers crossed it'll be busy today. If Jane makes more than her £500 target, she'll not only get her Toby jugs, but have some money left over for the second part of her challenge, a cabinet to put them in.
Hey, Jane.
You all
And the
right?
crew, I'm all right, how are you?
Right, fine, thank you. This is Debbie, my sister-in-law.
Hello, Debbie.
Hi,
You come to
nice
give
to
some
meet you.
support?
I have, yeah.
Excellent. Craig, you come to see your Bunnykins go under the hammer?
Definitely, yeah.
And June, your piggies?
Yes,
Woo, how are we feeling?
Excited.
optimistic.
Optimistic's good. I'm excited. We should be excited because today is the day I can feel it. We're going to make that money and get those Toby jugs.
Good.
Oh, so we should go and take our places because it's about to start. That one.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Warren and Wignall.
The auction's begun. There's plenty of bodies in the sale room. Fingers crossed it'll be busy today.
This one, £200.
Our first lot is Craig's Bunnykins. His childhood christening presents are going under the hammer to help amass his grandfather's collection. One of Paul's favourite lots, we'd like at least £50.
Okay, it's the Bunnykins next, which is Craig. These are your little babies.
They are.
You sad to see them go?
Just selling off my childhood, really.
Oh, Jane is selling off his childhood.
Yeah.
It's 8 pieces of Royal Dalton Bunnykins tableware. Shall we start at £20 for those 8 pieces? 20 bids, sir. Any advance? We'll go 25, 30, 35, £30, 35, madam. £30 in the corner, 35. Is it 40? 45? £40 now. We all finish this time at £40.
How much?
£40.
That weren't so good.
Our first lot and we're already behind. It's the matching money box next. Let's hope the buyers feel like saving a bit of cash as well as spending it.
Royal Dalton Bunnykins money box, lot 274, and we've bid starting at 20. We'll go 25. Anyone else?
But there's not many takers.
But that's £20. The bids at the desk then. We're all done at £20.
That was just half our estimate. We're only 2 lots into this auction, but if things don't get better, we'll fall desperately behind our £500 target. Next under the hammer are those Germanic steins Craig found up in the attic. We're hoping to net £30 from these.
Our 6 various German steins, shall we say 10 for those? German steins who starting at £10, bid 10. Any more? We'll go 15, 20, 25. £20, all finished for 20.
Another lot that hasn't sold well. We're just not offering what the buyers want today. We need our lots to start selling for at least our estimates, or we just 5 lots into our auction and we've already slipped behind. Our total is trailing £60 behind our lowest estimate. We've made just £100 so far, and we need to make £400 if we're to raise our target. Next, it's the turn of a family heirloom, the pipes. Hopefully they'll set the sale room alight and get the high end of Paul's estimate, £60.
So it's the Meerschaum pipes. These are yours, aren't they?
They were my granddad's, yeah.
I see. Where did you find these?
Up in my attic. And that's my bedroom.
Okay, well, hopefully they'll go well. So there's some pipe smokers here.
We've 2 modern Meerschaum pipes on with bids to £30 to start. Any advance on £30 for the 2 pipes?
But the bidding's hardly smoking.
Any more now? We're at £30 so far, and I'm sorry they're not sold at that bid.
So our pipes go unsold. We're struggling to make enough money to buy even a couple of Toby jugs. Fingers crossed our next lot will mark a change in our fortunes.
OK, so that wasn't great. So how are you feeling? We haven't been done as well as we'd hoped.
A bit disappointed.
Yeah. We'll be able to buy some things back, won't we?
Yeah, I mean, you'll have about £200 to play with.
Yeah.
How many Toby jokes can you buy for that?
Hopefully 3.
3. We were cheeky.
Yeah.
You get the John Peel one, that's the main one, isn't
Yeah.
it? So.
Yeah.
OK, so we're not too disheartened.
No.
No, not yet.
The bidders just weren't interested in our tea service either. Another lot is going home with the family.
Not sold? Dear, dear.
There was no interest in our silver lots either. We're still £316 down. If our last 3 lots sell according to Paul's estimates, we'll still come in hundreds of pounds short. Under the hammer now is our collectible cottageware. We've pots galore here, some quite unusual. One of Paul's favourite lots. We're hoping it'll make its £100 price tag and get us back on track to our target.
All right, so this is the 1930s cottage tea room. So hopefully this will do a little bit better.
That's all.
Well, £100, quite a big chunk of
Is that what we...
Yeah, there's quite a lot of it, isn't there?
Yeah.
305, various pieces of Keel Brothers 1930s cottage teaware, on which bids take us to £40. Any advance on £40 for the cottage teaware? All finished then, 45. We have 50 here, 55. Your bid, £55. All done.
Oh, giving it away today, aren't
Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? That is too cheap.
Only £55. That is seriously under our estimate. We're almost at the end of our auction and we still have hundreds of pounds to find. We're pinning all our hopes on the next 2 lots. First up is Dave's Plates. They saved us once before. Can they save us again? We're hoping to get £80.
Go on, Dave.
Go, Dave.
309, pair of Continental transfer printed plaques. And another. And we've bid so far just to £30. Any advance on £30?
A low start.
Those
We
plaques.
really need the bidding to pick up.
40 there, takes it from my bid at £40. All finished then, £40.
Never.
Oh, dear.
Half what we wanted.
I wanted 80 for those.
That's half our estimate. What a shame. We're £215 behind target and I'm worried Jane won't be able to afford all the Toby jugs she wants. We only have enough funds for a few. We desperately need a turnaround in our luck. It's the turn of June's Pigs. This lot could make all the difference if it sells well. Fingers crossed it makes at least £60 for our pot.
OK, next up is June's Pigs.
Hey.
So they could save the day if they come flying in.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A set of collectible pigs, and shall we say £50 for those? 50 bid, thank you, sir. We'll go 60, shall we? 60 there. Is it 70?
Well, at least we reached our
70 now,
estimate.
£60
Can we
now.
make
Anyone in
more?
at £70. Thank you, sir. 80, 90, 100.
June.
£100.
Hey.
Now on the right, if we all finish then, they go for £100.
They saved our bacon. Very good.
£100, that's way over our estimate. It looks like pigs can fly after all. That started a run of luck for us. Our next lot, the Midwinter Pottery, estimated at £15, made £7 over its estimate. And our last lot, these mixed jugs, also performed well, making £5 over their estimate. We're hoping our auctions raised enough funds for Jane to take the first step to rebuild her father Jack's Toby jug collection.
Which makes a total of 364.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it?
Fine, yeah.
Well, I thought for a moment it was going to be a lot less. But the piggies saved us in many ways.
They did. Saved the day.
So £364 to get John Peel and a few others. All we have to do now is find them.
Easier said than done.
Good morning. I'm looking for a John